It all hit Meghan Markle one chilly day in the UK. She felt the sting of being unwelcome. During an awkward walkabout with William and Kate after the Queen's passing, one bold admirer silently sent a clear message by refusing a handshake. With her eyes fixed low and head bowed, a woman in the crowd showed she wasn't ready for any contact, her expression saying more than words ever could. This quiet act sparked a media storm, with many applauding how the Duchess of Sussex handled the moment with cool composure. Back in September 2022, Meghan, Prince Harry, William, and Kate stood outside Windsor Castle to greet thousands who came to pay their respects to Queen Elizabeth. The grandsons stepped forward to welcome the crowd, echoing the way they had once approached the public after losing their mother, Princess Diana, more than 25 years ago. This was the first time the brothers had stood together since unveiling a statue of Diana in the summer of 2021, marking a poignant reunion. As Meghan moved along the line, shaking hands and chatting with eager fans, most people returned a warm welcome. She courteously greeted a large group holding onto metal railings, sharing embraces and bending down to accept flowers from excited children. Yet, as she passed by, one woman, dressed in blue and unnamed, lowered her head as if determined to avoid any interaction. With arms crossed and back turned, she kept her gaze firmly on the ground, a silent protest that did not go unnoticed. Soon after, she was seen laughing with a friend, their giggles underscoring the chilly vibe of the moment. Other mourners in the crowd also seemed to sidestep Meghan. One person even pulled back their hand, while another slipped on sunglasses, as if shielding themselves from an unwanted encounter. Still, Meghan kept her cool, moving on to greet the next admirer as if nothing had happened, a reaction that won her praise, though her unorthodox approach during the walkabout continued to spark debate. The footage of the snub quickly went viral on social media, dividing viewers. Some online voices accused the woman of racism in her treatment of the Duchess, while others believed it was simply a sign of deep-seated dislike toward the couple. One commenter even asked, "Why does it always have to be about race?" It's just that people don't like her, leaving the online world buzzing with mixed opinions. Queen Elizabeth's passing came at a time when Harry and Meghan's bond with the royal family was already under strain. Trusted insiders later told a major news outlet that the stress from Harry and Meghan's departure had hurt the Queen's health in her final months. Though the death certificate stated that she passed away from old age on September 8, 2022, at 96, those close to her believed that her ongoing mobility issues were worsened by the stress of her grandson's decision to break away and criticize the institution she had devoted her life to. After making their intentions known, the finer details of the split were to be discussed in a January 2020 meeting that even cut into the Queen's Christmas retreat at her private estate in Sandringham, Norfolk. Harry later admitted he was terrified when his brother erupted with shouts during that meeting, accusing their father of saying things that simply weren't true, while adding that the Queen quietly took it all in. In the end, the decision was made: if the Sussexes wanted the freedom to build a life abroad, they had to give up their official royal roles. So, in June 2020, Harry and Meghan moved to California, seeking space to raise Archie, with Lilibet joining the family in 2021, while palace insiders later revealed that the Queen had chosen not to see them during one of their few trips back to Britain. At that time, the Queen's health was clearly failing, with her final year proving especially hard. In her last weeks, she missed events like the Commonwealth Games and the annual Braemar Games in the Highlands, and she passed away just one day after meeting both the outgoing and incoming Prime Ministers, Boris Johnson and Liz Truss. Even after her death, Harry didn't seem to join the rest of his family. He skipped traveling with his brother and uncles Andrew and Edward, arriving alone at Balmoral Castle later that day and leaving early the next morning before the rest of the family caught up. In his memoir, Spare, Harry even claims that the Duchess of Sussex was not allowed at Balmoral on the day the Queen died. When Meghan and Harry later stepped out of the Windsor estate on September 10, 2022, just 2 days after the Queen's death, they found themselves watched by thousands. Yet, during that somber 40-minute walkabout, the brothers barely exchanged words, each staying close to their own partner. Later reports revealed that their father, now king, had urged his feuding sons to set aside their differences before the Queen's funeral. Royal sources even said that William extended an olive branch to Harry by inviting him for a walkabout after a call from Charles, though the awkwardness was so intense that Kate later admitted it was one of the hardest things she'd ever done. The day's events grew even more controversial when online observers noticed a tense moment between Meghan and royal aides. After collecting flowers from onlookers, she seemed unsure of what to do with the bouquets. There's also footage showing her trying to step ahead of the senior royals, especially William and Kate, which led to Harry gently tugging her back so she wouldn't pull ahead. Throughout her time as a royal, Meghan often seemed to struggle with the traditions of palace life. Early on, in January 2018, she even raised eyebrows by signing an autograph during a walkabout at Cardiff Castle. After marrying in May 2018, the couple served as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex for less than 2 years before making a dramatic exit from their senior roles in January 2020. While many royals learn etiquette from a young age, Meghan, joining the family at 36, clearly had to learn the rules of royal conduct on the fly. The American actress had to pick up skills like giving the right handshake, standing when the monarch did, and keeping public displays of affection to a minimum. Her lessons also covered how to greet dignitaries properly, to expect a proper greeting in return, and to handle the many details of royal engagements and palace life. Since stepping back from the royal family, both she and Harry have shared that the institution could have supported her more during her time in the UK. In a Netflix series, Meghan recalled her first meeting with Kate and William and admitted she was surprised to see how the formal side of the family continued behind closed doors. Meanwhile, Harry's book claims that Kate felt put on edge by Meghan's arrival, as if she were forced into a silent competition with the actress. During a bombshell interview with Oprah Winfrey, Meghan opened up about battling suicidal thoughts while pregnant with Archie in 2019, feeling that she did not receive the help she needed. Since leaving the royal scene, Harry and Meghan's popularity among the British public has clearly taken a hit. Yet many Brits still hold a soft spot for Meghan, as she regularly draws large crowds at formal events, thanks to her media work and TV projects. Still, it seems unlikely that the couple will return to the UK, with Meghan clearly distancing herself after the Queen's funeral. In December, Harry made it clear that neither he nor Meghan plan to come back, citing concerns for their security and the safety of their children as main reasons to remain in the US. Meghan hasn't visited the UK since she attended the Queen's funeral in September 2022. She chose not to attend King Charles's coronation and hasn't joined Harry on his many trips back over the past 2 years. Her Netflix show didn't catch on with British viewers, and she now focuses on building her lifestyle brand in the US. Last year, Harry even stated he didn't feel it was safe to bring Meghan to the UK and promised that she wouldn't return until their security situation improved. What will the next chapter bring in this unfolding royal saga? Stay tuned, as the story continues to captivate and surprise us all.